Many people who are interested in creating a Facebook presence for their business, band, or other organization often make the mistake of setting up a new personal profile on Facebook and trying to substitute the name of their organization into the first and last name fields here on the Facebook sign-up page. This can frequently result in frustration, especially when you're trying to fill out the fields for the gender and birth date of your organization. And there's usually a decent chance of the profile being disabled by Facebook because, as I mentioned at the beginning of this course, Facebook profiles are intended for personal use by individuals, not groups or companies. To create a presence for your organization, you need to use Facebook pages, which are essentially profiles geared towards companies and other organizations or services. And we have seen pages in action already. We saw that if you use your personal account to like a page, you'll then see information or news about that company or organization appear in your newsfeed. So in this chapter, we're going to take a look at how to create and manage a Facebook page. The question often arises here, what's the difference between pages and groups, which we also looked at earlier? Well, groups are more for personal interaction between members of the group, a place where they can communicate with other people who share the same interests. Pages allow people to interact with each other as well, but pages are geared more for people who want to create an official Facebook presence for themselves or their organization, while also providing this location for their fans to visit and interact with each other. While groups offer the ability to control who can and can't join the group, pages are open to anyone to like. Think of groups sort of like a club that can have an open or closed membership, while pages are a meeting place that anyone can enter. One other important key difference is that Facebook pages will show up in search engines like Google, while groups will not. So if it's important for you for people to be able to find your company on Facebook, you definitely want to create a page. So to create a page, sign into your personal Facebook account. And the easiest way to get to pages from here is just to go to facebook.com/pages. And here you'll find a directory of some popular pages, but what we want to do in here is click Create Page. As a side note, even if you don't have a personal Facebook account, you can still create a page by going to facebook.com/pages, but you will have to register in order to administer your page. Next, you'll want to choose what kind of organization you're creating the page for, such as a band or a nonprofit or your freelancing service and so on. Notice that based on the category you choose, you'll be asked to enter different types of information, such as the address of your business or the name of the school musical you're creating the page for. So let's say I'm creating a page for my olive oil company. I'm going to click Local Business or Place. And in each one of these cases, you'll just want to complete the required info. So I'll say I'm in food/grocery. It's called Two Trees Olive Oil Company. And I'll agree to Facebook page's terms. And we'll click Get Started. And that's pretty much it. At this point, you can start dressing up your page like a regular Facebook profile by adding photos, posting status updates, and commenting or posting on other people's walls. So I'll go to my own wall here. And you'll notice this does look a lot like when we set up our new Facebook personal account. But in this case, we've set up a page. So I'll write something like, and I'll share that with everyone. And now I've made my first wall post. I also have a photo for my company I can upload. So I'll come over here and click Change Picture. Choose a file. It's here on my desktop. Click Choose. Just like when setting up a regular profile photo, you can edit your thumbnail. Drag the thumbnail around if necessary. It actually looks pretty good to begin with. I'll save that. I'll go back to my page by clicking View Page. And now I'm well on my way to having a Facebook page for my business. As the creator of the page, you are the page's administrator, meaning you control its look and contents. To get to your page at any time, log into your personal account. I'm going to click the Facebook logo to go to my home page to simulate having just logged into Facebook. So let's just say I logged into Facebook and I want to work on my page. To get there, in this case, I need to click the More button and find Ads and Pages. That takes you to your page's settings. If you have more than one page, you'll be able to pick which page you want to work on at that time. So here I can do things like manage permissions, where you can do things like adjust the page's visibility. Now this is useful if you don't want the page to be available until you have it looking the way you want. By checking this, only admins can see the page. Only you and other administrators will be able to see and work on it. We'll look at how to assign other people to be administrators in an upcoming movie. So let's say I'm still working on the page and I don't want this to be publicly available yet, so I'll just check that and click Save Changes. Now I'm the only one who can see this page. Another thing you can do here is set your default landing tab. By default, when someone comes to your page, they'll see your wall. But if you want them to see the info page, which contains your contact info or a description of your company or services first, you can choose Info from here. You can also choose your photos page, which might be useful if you're a photographer and want people to see your work right away. This is also where you can decide who can post on your wall and what they can post. Users can write or post content on the wall is checked by default, so anyone can come in here and post on my wall, and I'm also going to allow them to post photos and videos. If you want to restrict any of these options, just uncheck them. If somebody's becoming a nuisance on your page, you can put them in the block list just by typing their name into this field. If some users are becoming a nuisance, maybe they're putting a lot of spam comments on your page, you can actually add keywords in here, separated by commas. And you notice what Facebook tells me here is that once I add these words, any users who include these blacklisted keywords in a post or a comment on your page, those comments will automatically be marked as spam. And there's also a profanity block list, which you can have set to medium or strong. And you can see this is explained that Facebook will block the most commonly reported words and phrases marked as offensive by the broader Facebook community. I don't think we need to mention what those words are, but you can decide how strong you want that profanity block list to be. This is also where you would come to delete the page if you ever need to do that. I'm going to leave everything the way it is right now and click Save Changes. So that's the Manage Permissions section. Under Basic Information, you can edit the information you originally entered. So if I needed to change my address, I can do so here. Also note that you can change the name of your page, but you can only do that if you have fewer than 100 fans. So once 100 people like your page is locked into that name. If you need to change it, you'd have to delete the page and start all over again. I'm not going to get into every category in the left column here, but be sure to explore them on your own. Most of them are pretty self-explanatory. And just like with your regular personal profile, you can add apps by selecting apps from the left-hand column, and then you can choose to add apps like events, photos, video, and notes, which make it easy to add multimedia and interactivity to your page. There's an Insights category, and this will eventually show you how popular your page is in terms of how many active monthly visitors your page gets and what content on your page they most frequently interact with. These stats can give you a good idea of what sorts of posts and information your fans find most valuable. And be sure to explore the other categories in the left sidebar to see what additional options are available for you to customize. So that's the basics of creating a Facebook page. Coming up, we'll look at how you can add additional administrators in case managing your page gets to be too much for one person to handle, and we'll also look at how to promote your page around Facebook to increase your fan base.